Hey YouTube, this video is on how to disassemble a Briggs off of a go-kart or lawnmower or whatever. And first thing I like to do is remove your clutch or pulley, and this one was completely on and it was really stuck on there because I couldn't get it out. So what you can do is get your drill with a drill bit like that and drill it until you hit the and you can try to stick a wood between the engine cover and the clutch or pulley or whatever it is you're trying to get off the crankshaft, and you get a hammer and you hit it and make sure you got the engine down firmly so you can take it off. And you just get her off. Get that wood. And there it goes. Next thing you could do is either go ahead and drain the oil from that plug, or take one of the filler side cover and take the oil out. And my basement had actually flooded, so and the engine was on the ground, so there was completely no oil in there, and the engine just filled up with water and all that. You see the floor all wet. I just threw it over there since it's just water, not oil. And after you take your clutch or pulley off and drain the oil, you could take your head off. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 bolts. Spark plug. Just take those out and set your head off. And there's a next thing you might want to do is once you got them bolts loose, just take them off. Take the whole carburetor and gas tank assembly all off, like so. So that's one bolt right there. It's 2 bolts, and then one down there, if you can see it. And here, set this aside like that. Now, next you can take your shroud off with the pull start, and there is 3 bolts that was holding it on. Now it's 2, since you already took a bolt off from the head. So there's 1 bolt right here, if you can see that, and directly on the other side, right there. Now 5 horse or bigger, engines. There's and here magically appears another person. Yeah. And there's a lever that comes out the block right around here that connects to the carburetor and stands up and controls. That's what it's called, a governor. So it governs the engine speeds. So you don't over rev the engine and explode it.
That ain't no good.
That's no good. And yeah, now it's time to take off the shroud. This is the reason why I like these long drill bits. That's the one. Set that down. Now the next one. Get down with it. Okay. Now slip this shroud off. Hold it. It's not coming off, huh? There we go. And make sure that stays in there, because if you pull that out, or the spring is going to come out, and then you have to rewind it, and that's just a headache, and it costs a lot to fix. Well, not that much, but if you know how to do it yourself, go ahead. And here's the flywheel. That's how the engine looks like. Now it's time to take off the. What we gonna take off next? We're gonna take the flywheel. Off. Alright, we're gonna take the flywheel off next. And do that first. We're gonna take these 4 bolts out to take this little metal mesh off. That's one. That's 2. Now you just pull that off, pull the mesh off. Yep. And older, since this Briggs is like a 70, I don't know, I think it's a 74. It'll have a different starter wrench, whatever you call this. This is actually a new one, and it costs probably like around 15. And now to take that off, you have to stop the flywheel, or you could put the cylinder head back on there like that, and stuff some wire in there or some cord and tighten the bolts down so you get something around this to take it off. Now what we're going to do is put the head back on and put some cord on there, put some cord in the cylinder so we can take this off. And if you want to take it off by holding the flywheel down, like stuffing something like this in there, and hold it down. Make sure you don't get into these aluminum parts, because you might break it, and that's what you need to start it. And make sure you don't hit your flywheel, because it'll make it more vulnerable to burst at higher RPM. So let's get that going right there. Now you got the cord in there. It's like any regular cord like this. Let's cut this off with a vacuum cleaner, and you get something nice like right there to sit on top of that, so you see it won't slip. and you get like a rubber mallet or a hammer or whatever. Get that, and then you hit it down like that, and then you hop over here. You keep hitting it, and it comes off. Sometimes you gotta use extra force, so don't be scared to hit it. Just make sure you don't hit your flywheel. And now we got that. Slips right out. Set that aside. Take this washer out. Make sure you keep that. And we're not going to take the flywheel off yet. And now we're going to take the side cover off. So, take the side cover off. There's just bolts around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you go ahead and take that out. Take the cord out. Make sure when you got the cord in there, you tighten down some bolts. At least 4 of them. Like 2 right here and 2 right there to take the starter clutch off. I think that's what you call it. And go ahead. First crack them off with this. Now I hit it with the drill because the drill couldn't handle it. What's up? Let's take it off. Let's take it off. Alright, now they're all out. Now you can pull the side cover out. It don't come out that easy, so you don't have to make sure you take all your bolts out, so you don't lose it when you hammer in it. Now you make sure you got it down like that. Get your rubber hammer, and you hit behind these, so you get her out. Alright. Sometimes it's not that easy, so you gotta hit her extra hard. Comes out like that, and this is what inside of it looks like. That's the camshaft. That's, let me see. That's pretty loose, pretty loose. This is your crankshaft. This is timing gear. This right here, that's your oil flinger. So when the engine spins, it hooks oil up. So I can oil these. And make sure you don't break your gasket. It's a brand new gasket, so just leave it on. Just leave it on there. And that's your your connecting rod back there. That shiny thing going up. See if I can turn it. Show you. Right back there. Right there. Well, I'm gonna take her apart and show you. And now you can take this off. Make sure you can get it. See this right here. Top this center. And then it slips right out. Now you got that. Set that aside. Get your tappets, or whatever you want to call it, lifters or tappets. Get that out. You set that aside. Now you can take your flywheel off by getting your hammer and tapping this end of the crankshaft. Oh, hold up, my bad. Actually, not yet. First, you gotta get it on there and take your connecting rod bolts off. So, make sure you got that leaning. Make sure you can. Of course, you got it in position like this, where you have space to loosen these two bolts up. Go ahead and get this and hit them bolts up. Crack it loose. And I just got them loose, so you know he's gonna take them out now. So make sure you have your wrench straight, so you don't strip them. And do that. Once you got them loose, if you can see it, just take the bolts off like that. Make sure to remove this metal piece between these two bolts that fits in the groove on the rod, and set that aside like that so you don't lose it. Just keep that together. And now, if the cap comes off like that, inspect it like this. Looks pretty good. No real deep scratches in it. And now, to take your rod and your piston out, take that off like that. Make sure you turn your crankshaft up to up position like that, so your piston comes up like that, and try to move it out the way. Let me see something. Yeah. Make sure the connecting rod is off the crankshaft like this. Had the crankshaft pointed over that way, and now you can get something. Push it up. Push the crankshaft up. Use your finger and push her up like that. Once you get her up like that, you just pull her out. See if you can pull her out. Yep, nice and easy like that. And got that.
That's not enough.
Huh?
Can you buy that?
No, it's not enough. And you could either, if you want to inspect it, or you put it aside and turn the engine down. Now, you can go ahead and hit that in, so you can take your, hit this in right here, so you can take it out, so you can hit, and after you pause that, now hold that, take that out, spin it off the, spin it off. Alright, now pull it out. Alright, now make sure you set this aside, and yeah, don't forget that's your key. Make sure you don't lose that. Set this aside over there, and set the key over on top of it. And now you can pull the crankshaft off. Lay that aside like that. Move this out the way. Let's not go back inside the engine. Now you got that sitting there. Now in here, you got your condensers. That. We're gonna pull that off and take a look at it with these two bolts right here and right here. Now older model engines, I guess from around the 80s, 85s and up, they don't have this as a solid. It will have a solid state ignition, so there won't be any wires coming from down here inside the points and condensers, because they won't have points and condensers because they have a solid state ignition coil. So now take these two bolts off. So reverse right, okay. Put it in there like that. Oh shit. Nice and easy, okay. Let's to the side. Next one. Alright. And take that off nice and easy. Make sure I don't lose that. And take this off. Look at it. And as you can see there, I had a buildup of something in there. And that's why I was getting no spark. So it's just like chemical focus. It's right. Let me just show this on. This head right here. Sorry for the pure video quality, but this right here has a buildup of something. That's why I was getting no spark. So make sure you can hit that with some sandpaper or something. Make sure you get that nice and cleaned off. See that nasty stuff that was on there. And make sure you clean that off. Make sure you don't touch any oils with your hands. And sand that down. Clean the oil off of this. Really shouldn't be any oil around here. And this should be nice and clean. This should be the cleanest part of the engine, because it's completely sealed. But I'm guessing this seal is going, so I have to change that. But I'm not changing it. And make sure you get all that cleaned up. And I'm not going to take this off. There's no need to take it off. Just get that cleaned up. And take these two bolts off. Take that off. And take the valves out. Is that water? That's water. Take the valves out. These two bolts right here. Get that loose. And there's a special tool that you can use to take the valve springs out, but you don't need that. And I'll show you the more. After you get those two bolts off, you take this off. There's a gasket right there, and it's just broke, but oh well. And that's so you gotta get a view. And that's my two springs. And to get these out, you have to have like a screwdriver. A flathead will work better. And now to take off the retainers and the spring, it's really hard, kind of hard to explain, but the retainer is like a hook, and it hooks on the bottom of the valve. And I'm gonna show you when I get it out how to take it off. Now it's off right now, and the exhaust valve can slip out. You do any valve you want first, and set that aside right there. And now I'm gonna take one of these springs and change this out. And that's the spring. And I'll show you. Now, alright, close up. Now the retainer, now it's like this inside the engine, and this is the retainer, this is the spring, this is your valve, and you have to compress your spring. You use a screwdriver, so you compress your spring, and here's the little hooking mechanism I was talking about. You have to compress your spring, and you have to move the retainer up like this, so unhook and slip out just like that. And to know it's out, the spring will come completely down, and it will decompress. It'll look like that inside. That's how you can tell you got it out, and you'll hear it. So put it back on. It's oh shit. Opposite way, just hook it back on there. So see, hook off, hook in, like that. So you have to press it, move the retainer, and take it off. And it's gonna be kind of hard to get it out the first time. The first time I tried to get it off, it took me about like 20 minutes, but now it takes what, 1 minute to take it off. And now I'm gonna try the other one and show you how long it takes to take it off. This is the engine. Alright, so you get this flathead screwdriver between the spring and the retainer, and try to fit this. If you had two flat heads would work better. But anyway, have like this, and try to see what position the retainer is on, so you can unhook it. I can't really see it, so it's in there. And tuck it back. And I think it's on the side, so let's see if I can. Got it. See how it's at the angle. Should come off if I got it right. I'm about to give up. Yeah, it's almost out. Almost had it. Well, it's not exactly a minute, but press the spring and damn. About like 30 minutes, 30 seconds later, got it off. It's off now. Now I can pull it off the top. And she's out. Slowly on spring. Make sure you hold the retainer so it don't come out. And that's a second. And this is the exhaust valve, and this is the intake valve. And the intake valve spring is more heavier than this one. So you can kind of tell too that the intake is more thicker and the exhaust is more thin. So you can see there. And your intake valve is bigger than your exhaust valve, but the retainers are the same, so you ain't gotta worry about that. And that's pretty much it. From there on, you could, I don't know, wash your engine. There's another sheet metal you can take off, but you don't really need to take it off, but you can to get it out the way. So all in all, it really takes about, I don't know, half an hour to an hour to take one of these apart, and around the same time to put it back together again. And I'm gonna just clean these ports and condensers off so I can get spark again. That's the reason why I'm making this video. And get all the water out because my basement flooded about like 10 inches of water. And the engine was on the floor. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll make another video on how to put it back together again. So yeah, peace.